Hey everyone, welcome to the Warlad Podcast. I'm James Marshall, and this episode is brought to you by Pure Sports CBD and Straight Face. And Straight Face is a new partner who've come on board who sell sharp 5-blade razors delivered to your door at the cost of a 3-blade razor from the supermarket. It's an awesome setup. If you love your clean shave and you've run out of razors, make sure you go give these guys a try. You can do so by heading over to straightface.co.nz, use the offer code LADS, LADS. Put that in the promo code and you'll get a whopping 50% off your first order. Definitely worth a try. Make sure you do that. If you have any issues with that, head over to waterlad.com and all the information is on there. And also the merch is going to drop soon. So make sure you go over and check that out. Support this merch so we can help grow this podcast. All the profits will go back into this podcast so I can deliver you guys a better product. If you're enjoying the podcast, please support the podcast by getting yourself some merch. The merch is going to drop on the 30th of April. Remember that date and get ready to wear some awesome Waterlad gear. But anyway, roll the intro.
That's a big thing.
You like that, don't you? What a lad. And wow, do I have a lad on the show for you today. One of the most influential lads that I've played with. Today's guest, he not only won the ITM Cup with Taranaki, he also won Super Rugby with the Hurricanes. And as well as that, he's represented New Zealand at Sevens. And he spent the last few years over in Japan playing and making some serious yen. But throughout his career, he had plenty of setbacks and a lot of injuries. But throughout his career, he was always doing one thing, and that was working. He is the fridge. He is an absolute lad. It is Iopu Iopu Aso. Welcome, brother. Thanks for coming on.
My man, the ultimate fridge. Thanks for having me.
Mate, you've got the most appropriate nickname in the game, the fridge. You never stopped working throughout your career. Oh, such a legend.
Man. I actually got a message today. They were like, why are you called the fridge, or why are you calling Jimmy the fridge? I was like, hey, it's Jimmy the fridge. Every time I walked into the gym, you were always rolling, and it was just me and you in the gym there early morning.
Mate, you've been the fridge throughout your whole career, and even post-career, it looks like you still haven't turned off. You're still working. It looks like you're doing all sorts of good stuff. So what are you up to at the moment?
So now I've hung up the boots. So I've done the footy, just stayed away from footy. Now I've just gone to, into this freelance photography, videography, content creation vibe now, and it's still good, eh? Kind of grinding away in like a different sort of way.
No doubt.
Living in the office, and not even hit the gym, not even hit the road to run.
So why did you leave rugby? What happened there? Was it injury, or did you just had enough?
No, I think it was the last couple of years. I had one of those nights before the game where I was just like, oh man, we got a game tomorrow, and I kind of dreaded it.
Yeah. And
the gearing up in the morning for a game that's like late afternoon and night, and then your weekend's gone straight away. I was like, oh, I got over it a bit, eh?
Yeah.
And then plus you get injured, and then you're rehabbing all the time. And I think that's why the fridge came in, eh?
Yeah.
Me and you were injured and we were rehabbing.
Yeah, you had such a bad run of injuries though, eh? Yours was like next level.
Yeah, it was just injury after injury after injury.
But is the body all right now?
Yeah, the body holds up. I did have a wee... let's get into that. When you catch the wee fitness bug,
yeah,
for a moment there, yeah. And I was grinding every morning. After the Christmas break, I just didn't go back to the gym. I've gone missing. Yeah. Everyone thinks I've gone back to New Zealand, but I've just been hiding in my office. It's been good though.
True. But you said you've been doing some photography. Some of that stuff that you're doing is next level. It's awesome to see. So when did you start getting into that sort of stuff?
I think it was just from traveling around. Obviously when playing sevens and stuff, we're traveling the world and all that, and you're always just taking photos, and you try to do these little cool videos and you put it together. And then in Japan, obviously, when I earned enough to buy me a camera, I was like, oh, here we go. And then, man, after that, I just caught the bug, and I was just I was all self-taught, like all YouTube, and then after that, I just caught onto it, and I just caught the bug, and then now I just can't stop putting content together, graphics, videos, photos. It's just become the thing, eh?
That's awesome, mate. And is that sort of why you gave up rugby? Because you're just enjoying creating stuff so much more than you were rugby?
Oh, 100%. I reckon that was why. I think I found something that I liked and loved outside of rugby.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was just like, nah, this is it. You know, you didn't have to train hard. You didn't have to eat well. I mean, man, now I'm living the dream, man. I just sit on my computer, have a couple of Coke Zeros and a couple of pies every morning, and I'm feeling sweet.
Living the dream. So are you working for yourself now doing this?
Yeah, so now I just freelance for myself, do my own stuff. And then have a few clients and stuff like that I do work with. And, and just heaps of other mates, you know, all our mates that we've played with. They in this day and age, it's that entrepreneurship life, you know, and everyone's needing personal branding and help that way. So that's kind of where it's kind of good. That's how I'm getting my work. It's just relationships with all our mates that we've played with in footy. So.
That's awesome, mate. And you're obviously doing some stuff for Artie, because I'm seeing some pretty hissing graphics coming up for Artie at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, me and Ards have always talked about doing stuff together for a while. Yeah. And then once him and Joseph started, they wanted to do this thing called Uncommon that's just been released. He messaged through and he was just like, "Hey, bro, you got this thing coming up," and then next thing you know, we're putting some stuff together and stuff like that. So
good. How good, the fridge.
I'm excited for it.
And you've got your own podcast too. I listened to a couple of those today. How good's that? Far Oos.
Oh, man. The Far Oos, man. So, it's just the boys here, eh? Yeah, that's so funny, man. The guys are top dudes. We're just on there just cracking up, having a laugh, and just pushing that poly movement and just rugby in general and other things, poly food. And I mean, you know all that stuff. Hey, my Oos.
Mate, I was listening to it. I was like, man, I need to get on this one.
Oh, man, we got to have you on.
Far Oos.
The borders are opening up. You got to jump on, man. Good crack up.
Yeah, sure. It seemed like a bit of a laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, but you've been doing some good stuff there.
Oh, mate, I've been lucky to have some good guests on like yourself, and been able to go through some of their journeys, because it's interesting, going through everyone's journey. You feel like you've played with someone and you know them really well, and then you sit down and have a podcast with them and you learn so much about them, or so much things 100%. That you never actually realised when you're playing with them, you never actually picked up on. So it's been really cool to see it from that point of view.
So we're doing podcasts every week. You're doing about like 5 podcasts a week, aren't you? You're the ultimate fridge, man. You are always working. What a lad.
Well, I've had to actually cut it down to 1 a week because it's been like way too hard. I've been getting caught up with other work at the moment. So 1 a week's about me max. So looking forward to getting into this one. So anyway, we'll crack on into this one, and we'll start right back at the start for you. Tell us a little about what it was like for you growing up.
Yeah, growing up for me was, I've always thought we grew up pretty good spot. We were born and raised in Auckland.
Yeah.
I was always a Kiwi boy, went to Mount Eva Primary School. I stayed in one spot the whole time, you know. And then kicked on and played my rugby, age grade rugby at a club called Eden Rugby Club. Yeah, so, and this is where I was playing. Me and Francis Saley.
Oh, that's true.
We grew up playing club rugby through there, and then went on to high school, the infamous Mount Eva Grammar School. Well educated in the chocolate donuts there. It was so good. And so with Willis.
Oh, true.
Willis,
how good.
Yeah, we had a really good a 4-part quartet back then. It was awesome.
So were you a bit of a gun at this age?
No, I was a stick in high school.
Were you?
I was just behind. I was just I was actually glad and blessed to have been able to play footy at the level that I was at. But I think that was just a testament to the people that I hung around. And most of so I had about all my mates were all rugby players, which was which was a good thing. And the standard was, you're going to become a rugby player.
True.
Yeah, and if you didn't, but it was good. So one of my mates was in high school was Stephen Lawtor.
Yeah.
And then there was Willis. And it's like wow, so
crazy.
They kicked on, yeah. But Willis was the man in high school, but he went off and done his own thing, and he'd come back, and then
he's the man again.
He was the man. Now he's just mate, he's so humble. Like he's been flicking me those messages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's been awesome to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you go from high school into, because you made the Samoa under-20s, eh? Was that straight out of school?
Yeah, that was straight out of school, that one. We, me and a couple of mates, so it was me, Dolph, Steven, and Joe Tupe.
Oh, yeah.
And, we all wanted to, we're all in the Auckland Academy, so we're straight out of school into the Auckland Academy system.
Yeah.
And we heard that the Samoa under-20s were going over to Argentina. And we were just like, oh, man, let's do this. We didn't want to. Auckland Academy, we had to wake up at like 5 every morning to run hills at like 6. So I was like, yeah, let's try and get on this plane. And we went, and Samoa under-20s, you don't run, you have curry after training. And
yeah.
It was that vibe. And man, it was such a good experience. They told us we're going to get we had to pay our fare and everything to get over to Samoa.
Oh, real?
Yeah, and they said they were going to reimburse us. So, 12 years later, there's still no reimbursement. The team was playing up there.
True.
Our coach was Ofisa Tunu'u.
Oh yeah.
So he was the man, and we went over there, and it was good. It was a good tournament. We won no games. we lost to Tonga in the last game.
True.
Yeah. So man, it was. I think we were just there just to enjoy it. But
yeah, but you guys would have had some good times off the field, especially with Joe there. Jeez.
Oh mate, we won off the field. that was the problem. Off field we were charging. We just didn't turn up. We played New Zealand and we lost like 77-7.
Yeah.
I remember we scored the first try and we're just like, okay, we're in this. Your brother was playing too.
Oh, true. Oh, was it that one? Yeah.
And he was just flying. So I was like, okay. Yeah, too much curry, I think.
Were you guys going out midweek and stuff, or just?
Man, we were going out midweek.
Were you?
There was just a bunch of us, like there was the foreigner boys, and then the local boys, and the foreigner boys. We were just all like, all right, boys, should we head out? We wash the old skinny jeans every night and whatnot. And then we're out, and then it was like, come back, and then we have one training session, and then straight into it. Oh man.
It wasn't really a taste of professional footy. Quite.
No, not quite. And we come back and we got in trouble.
Oh, did you? What was that?
No, we just we come back and we sort of just we stayed on that buzz.
Oh yeah.
And come back and then we were just no good, and then we got kicked out of Auckland Academy.
What did you? Who was that? You and who?
It was me, Joe, and no, we didn't get kicked out. We got a warning.
Oh yeah.
And it was me, Joe, and Tino.
Oh, true.
Yeah, it was us three. Yeah, they gave us the old talk down about how we're playing up in the gym. I mean, we're there at the gym, but we're sort of not there in the gym.
Was this before you were a fridge? You hadn't quite turned on yet.
Before it all, man. This was before it all. And we just got... And then we played that weekend. We had to play club rugby, and then we turned up. Like, we just went hard and then done our thing, and then they were like, okay, sweet as boys. And done on and be kicked on.
Yeah.
But then we didn't quite make it in Auckland. As far as we went was Auckland Sevens, the wider ITM, and it was just huge. And then I decided just to move down to Taranaki just for opportunity, and then played there at the mighty Spotty Dogs.
Oh, what a club.
What a club. Yeah, so I took the Wizza, and Wizza sussed to me to come down there because we played in the Sevens together.
Yeah, so how did the New Zealand Sevens come about? Because obviously that was before you moved down to the Naki.
Yeah, so I was at was just we had a tournament, and it was at Grammar Carlton, I remember, and Titch was there. There. We were just playing, and then I think we won that tournament. And then Titch come over. He was just like, "Hey, like to if you can stay fit, we'd like to invite you to a camp."
If
I was like, "Oh yeah," I was like, "Oh yeah, sweet." And obviously we knew Gordon Titch, right? We were just like, "Yeah." I was pumped. I was about 19 then.
Yeah.
And I remember going to my first camp, and I didn't train because I was injured, I think I was, but I was able to just watch and stuff like that. And I was like, oh.
Glad I'm injured.
I was like, and then, man, I was like, so we had that camp. It was like a 2-day camp. And then we went back home that weekend, and we come back the following Monday.
Yeah.
And man, I remember I was injured that one, and then the following Monday, I knew I was going to do it. So it was it was such a wake up call. I remember I was like, bro, what is this?
Yeah.
And it was tough, man. And I can't even remember what I'd done. I remember the halves when I left. You know Mark Harvey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember coming back home, and he was just like, "Oh, well, I'll pick you up in the morning, and we'll go to do some ludus, the ludus shit."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, what time?" He's like, "Oh yeah, 5 a.m. man." And then he walks on like, "Oh, all right." So man, he picked me up the next morning. I'm like, "Sweet," and it was just a hard session.
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh. And on that Sunday before that camp, he reckons, "Okay, let's go for a training session." We're like, "Sweet." We go to Boxing Alley, and then he chucks me in the ring with Monty Beetham for 15 rounds.
Did he?
I swear, I was just like, bro, are you sure? The next day we're doing beat test and phosphate test.
Oh, hell. You've always been a bit of a boxer, though, eh? When did you start that?
Oh, man, that was back in the day. Man.
Was that?
It was the old man. Old man was a boxer. All my uncles and cousins were all boxers.
True.
But then, yeah.
Did you knock Monty out?
I think I was sparring without hitting the head.
Oh yeah.
I think I accidentally clubbed him when you could tell he got a bit. I think he got a bit weird. He was like, "Oh," when he shakes his hands and he's like this. And I get him after that. He was just like, I was like, bro. I was like, "Hey, take it easy."
Oh, that's cracker.
I had to reach on him, so I think I was sweet.
Just jabbing him. Oh.
Yeah, just jabbing him and running away. Yeah. Oh, man.
Good stuff. So then what about that sevens camp? What else do you remember from there? Did you dominate the testing and stuff? You must have impressed because you made the squad.
I remember they said that 13 was the level you had to get for the
beep test. Oh, yeah.
And when you walk, that's a walk in the park for you, but I remember just thinking about it on the ride down there, and then the night before you're just like, and then you go to do it, you get to about 10, and I'm like, holy moly,
I'm gone,
and I'm like, oh. And I remember I had Belgian Tuatanga next to me.
Oh yeah.
I had Belgian, Mark Jackman, and Bryce Heen.
Oh yeah.
And we were running, and then I remember Belgium was just like, I was like, holy. I was gassed too, but man, I was just like, I don't think I made it. I think I got about like 12.5 or something.
Oh, true.
But my legs are shattered. Like I was fully dead. And I was just like, man, and they go, "Oh yeah, we'll give you about be 30 minutes or so just to walk it off, and then we're into the phosphate test."
Yeah, that's right. That's brutal.
Hey, you remember that? That was... You didn't get much rest there. All that lactic acid was still in your legs.
Yeah. So that was what 10 40-meter sprints, eh?
Yeah.
And what was the turnaround on those?
It was every 10 seconds.
Oh, every 10 seconds.
Every 10 seconds. So if you ran it, I was just like, man. And I remember Bryce and Timmy went before me and DJ.
Oh yeah.
And man, I was just like, going after those two was the worst. I remember just looking, just thinking, oh, what the heck is
their speeds are getting faster, eh?
They were going faster every time. Like they got there like 5 seconds, like every single time.
Yeah.
I was just like, damn. Oh, I remember just jumping on, and after I just collapsed, and they were just like, "All right, we head back home and recover," and then we got a field session that afternoon. I was like, "Oh,
Madness, eh? You obviously dominated the field session, though.
Oh man, had to somewhere. In my mind, I was just thinking, man, contact. Contact. I could not wait for contact or some sort of contact. And
Yeah.
because running was just, but then you make one tackle in 7, then it's everything, all the air's just blowing out of your lungs. And you're just trying to run. And, Jesus,
it's tough, eh? But what was it like getting named in that team?
It was rewarding though. I remember when my name got called out. I never know who got called after me. I was just so pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feeling. I was just like, wow, this is mad. And then what sucked is because we left the room and the other boys were still in there.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I was happy as though because I was like, oh, sweet. But then we had a training session. I was just like, oh, now the numbers have been cut down. It's like less room to hide. I was like, damn. Yeah.
And then what tournament did you play?
Our first one was the Gold Coast.
Yeah,
that was the one we debuted, and I remember we had a few guys new to the team that season. So there was about 6 new guys.
Yeah.
The only one playing now is I think Sam Dixon.
Oh, true.
Yeah. But that guy's a horse though. He done his ACL, had him run, come back to the beat test, and then got about 15 or 16.
True. Just natural as.
He's just
so
like you.
Let's go back to your Taranaki times. So you travelled down there. You were just playing club rugby with Spotswood, and I think you were a truck driver too, weren't you, or something?
Mate, those are the years.
Was it?
JD Hickman, man, it was the best. I had this little Hondo, man, and it was good. I didn't have a truck license, and they were just like, oh, this one you could get by, and Blair Duffy, the owner there, he was just like, he loved rugby.
Yeah.
So he was just like, just do your thing, and when you had training, just let me know, and then just park your truck up and then head over to training.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh yes. My first week, mate, I was the hardest worker. I was driving everywhere, and then the second week, I was just like, hey bro, I got training at 12. Sorry, I got training at 11 a.m. this morning, and then I'll be backing up. But I promise you, man, the bakery there in Waitara was very good. It was just by work. I used to cruise there before I drove out to Harbour.
What was your go-to?
Oh man, it was the good old steak and cheese pie.
Oh, I can't beat it, eh?
Always pies, man. Had a wee pie debate on the podcast the other day.
What won it?
No, they just everyone here, they reckon the Australian pies are better than New Zealand.
Oh,
pies.
true.
But I'm taking our pies to the death.
You're going out there. Where was it? Waitara?
I'm going out there. Yeah, represent Waitara, man.
So then how did you make the Taranaki team? How did that happen?
I think it was at the end of a club season. We went well, and I came into the ITM Cup squad at the end of that season. And this is when I don't think the boys did too well that year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember coming in the last few weeks, Coops wanted me to come in just to get some experience and stuff like that. And then after that, in that break, he offered me a contract. And I was like, oh, yes, we must have done something right.
Yeah.
And then after that, just charged on.
And your first full year was 2014.
Yeah.
Is that right? And you made an instant impact, obviously leading Taranaki to their first ever title. What a year.
Mate, our skipper that year was unreal. He was next level. He was the ultimate fridge. He was just relentless.
And that was a good year for you though, eh? Because you were injury free. You played a lot of footy. You were the key man at number 6, just playing consistently good footy every week. It was awesome.
Oh, you're making me sound way better than I was.
You were the man, bro.
Oh, that was the best year, eh?
Yeah.
That was awesome, man. And Tassie's gone on to still be gun
Yeah.
And then our boys are kind of dropped off.
I always remember that final. Like, there's so much sort of like fights and stuff in that final, and I always remember being safe having you next to me, the semi-professional boxer, ready to duck and weave him.
I remember the time I had a wee scuffle with Jimmy Cowan.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Was just like, I was fully into it. Man. I was like, man, I'm gonna go hard here, and then the lungs kind of went. So I was like, oh, bitch, yeah.
Oh, that was such an intense game, though. That final was next level.
Yeah, that was mean, and it was so good to win that one. That was everything kind of worked well for us that year, eh?
Yeah.
Those are the days.
And then obviously your form was good enough to earn yourself a Super Rugby contract, and the Hurricanes picked you up. So you went straight down there the following season, eh?
Yeah, man, that was cool too, eh? That was also it was a dream come true, man. Just to be in any Super Rugby environment.
Mm.
You know, obviously I grew up a Blues fan, like crazy, but be picked up by the Canes. I thought, man, that's pretty cool. I remember Plums coming in 2014, the week before the Auckland game.
Oh yeah.
And, I remember we spoke, and I didn't know he was the Hurricanes coach.
Oh, true.
Yeah, he rolled in with like his 3/4 pants and his gendals, his gendals, and I was like, oh, he's like, he's like, hey, man, you're playing pretty well. And I was like, oh, cheers, bro. I thought he was just a farmer from out the coast somewhere. And then I remember after that game, he comes down and he has his Hurricane jacket and stuff on, and Coops is saying, oh, so this is Plums. He's the forwards coach for the Hurricanes. I was like, oh, sorry, bro.
Just brushed him off.
Yeah, I brushed him off at the fan signing day we had, and I was just like, oh, shit. Yeah, I was like, oh, damn it. He's a lad, eh?
Yeah, he's good. He's coming on next, actually. On Monday.
Isn't he a marshal? Isn't he your old man? He's funny, man.
You obviously didn't annoy him enough to stop him from giving you a contract, because he's got you down there, and you two worked well together.
Yeah, he looked after me. He was always it was funny when I was getting injured. And Plums, Plums is always just like, mate, you need to just get your body right and just, like, man, harden up those bones somehow. I'm like, oh, yeah, all right. Sweet Plums. I'm like, all right, sweet Plums. You dick. And now he's in the All Blacks coaching pad. I was like, oh, I know Plums. Yeah, his 3/4 pants and whatnot.
It's cracker. But man, you had such a bad run of injuries at the Canes. It was just like,
that was probably the worst I've ever had.
Yeah. So what was it? What started it all?
I remember I remember we trained hard that first preseason. Yeah. And it was probably one of the best preseasons I've ever had, because I was geared up. I remember training. Then we had a camp in Gizzy. And then we had a game in Ikitahuna. Yeah. Yeah, and we had Crusaders. And I remember gearing up. I was like, oh, yeah, sweet. And then the whistle blew after that first 20, and I came on for the second spell. And I was like, oh, yeah, bro, this is mad. I remember I had Artie on the open. I had Brad on the...
Oh, yeah, what a trio.
And I was in the boot. I was like, bro, frick, we're on here. Yeah. And we were going, and the boys made me feel comfortable, and I remember we were just playing, and then I got a short ball from BT. Oh, yeah. Thompson. Yeah. And I got a short from... And, man, I had Robbie Ferron and the Franks. Owen. Right, I just stuck, and then I just got clobbered. True. And I knocked the ball on, I got up, and then my arm was just dangling. And I was just running around, and, man, I couldn't lift it. And I was like, shucks, what's going on here? And then went back, and then... They just said that it was just a dislocation in my left shoulder. And yeah. That's where it kind of spiraled, man. Yeah. I remember I was out for that 6 months. I missed that whole season, that ITM Cup. Yeah. And even before the ITM Cup, I remember coming back and I played 1 week of club, and then I broke my arm. I left.
Oh, true.
Yeah. I was just like, shoot, man, that was nearly, that got me. That was like another 3 months off, and I come back, and then it was like ankles and knees
and head knock too, eh? I remember a head
knock as well.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I remember we did a line out session indoors in Kilburnie.
Yeah.
I remember we were just doing contestable stuff, and then I did one and I fell down on Vic's foot.
Oh, yeah.
And then just rolled my ankle, and I was like, and
not meant to be.
Yeah. Plums beforehand goes, we got the Reds. We got the Reds this weekend. So you played the deval game on the Tuesday, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then play on the Saturday. And then we had the line-out session on the Monday.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I rolled my ankle, and I was like,
heartbreak.
And yeah, I was just like, I forced it though. I still try to go up. I still try to go up and play that deval game.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to play, and then I just couldn't do it, man.
Yeah.
Nah, body just wasn't good.
Yeah. And how was that to deal with? How was it to deal with mentally? Like, that's just consistent setbacks. Just must have been tough.
Man. And it was draining. Like, to be honest, it was just like, I think I did everything right for my body. You know, I was eating right. I was actually eating right.
Yeah.
I remember I used to pack my lunch, and I used to commute from the Kapiti Coast. You know, I was staying out there, and I used to do everything like religiously well, eat well, train well,
the fridge,
rehab. Oh man,
you just didn't stop. You were unbelievable.
Yeah, but that's what made it real tough for me, because I did all of that. I did everything right. I did what everyone wanted me to do, and then I went and got injured time after time after time. I didn't know what it was, you know. And I think what I didn't do was rest when I should have. And you know, the mentality was always trying to outwork, and you know, and then, man, just mentally, it got to me, to be honest. It had stages where I started going to the bottle even more.
Yeah.
I remember when I was out that next year, and then I was just like, oh, I got it, because I had all these other guys coming through and they were playing in front of me, but I couldn't do anything because I was injured. And and then I kind of had a wee spell where I was in a dark period of my life where I was battling a little bit of depression and mental health issues, and it was tough, eh? But then I managed to speak out. I managed to link up with a mate who's a athlete. He was an athlete's pastor.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and it was good. And at that time, it was good for me just to release that burden.
Yeah,
you know, because I was kind of holding it in, and I was coming in, mucking around, and drinking on like a Tuesday.
Yeah, see, I never noticed all that, eh? So you must have been pretty good at hiding it. You never smelt like alcohol, or you always turned up professionally.
Yeah. Oh man, it was tough. Yeah, you're alone. You know, you're kind of alone, and you're kind of fighting the battle alone.
Yeah.
And you come in, and you're trying to give good vibes and good energy. So then you become like a team man. So then our team can do better and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I was to come in and mope around, I didn't want to be like that guy that was just like negative.
Yeah.
But I was fighting it. I was definitely fighting it. I couldn't even speak to my closest mates to say that I was going through that phase of my life. And
did your wife know?
Yeah, she's seen signs and stuff like that. She had good thing she had family not far.
Yeah.
Because there were times where she couldn't stand it, and then she went back, and then I just got a bottle and hung out with mates.
Yeah,
it was just like so it was a real bad dark place. Like, I mean, but it used to be hard to talk about, but now it's so comfortable just to talk about it, because it's such a good thing to come out of it knowing that what I did about reaching out to a mate. Yeah. It kind of helped in that way, because I was just like, he kind of went through the same thing, and then so we kind of we kind of and his one was worse than my one. Won't share his story, but it just made my one look so small. The problems that I had were so small compared to his, and how happy he was, and how tough it was for me. But man, it got out, and I wouldn't. If I look back at it now, I wouldn't change anything that's happened. To where I am now, because I feel like that sort of set me up for what was to come after that, and life's just been good after that. You know what I mean? We've managed to have 2 boys and another one on the way. So
the fridge,
travel the world.
So good. But obviously, it's such a common thing too, especially in rugby. Like you're always getting setbacks. There's always something, non-selection, injuries, things like that. So it's such a common thing to deal with throughout your career. And it's awesome to hear people like you being open about topics like this, being able to speak up about it, tell your struggles and how you got through it. I guess is the most important thing. And sounds like just talking to someone who you trusted and someone who'd been through something similar was what you needed, and look at you now.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. And it is a sensitive thing to talk about, but also a good thing to talk about, and to spread awareness to just for those that are struggling their own battles. You know what I mean? And it's good for you to have this platform where you could be able to be like, if there is anyone that's going through their own struggles, to know that you ain't alone, and just hit up the fridge, He's always. I'm
always here. I'm always here if someone needs me. Feel free.
And he's a good buzz. You've always been it.
But
one thing I remember you, Jim. You always used to do all your speeches for our team and stuff, and you never wrote anything there. You were all just straight off the cuff.
Yeah.
You're a lad. I remember if there was one thing that I remember is you could stand on the spot and just give the meanest speech. And the other thing is you love punting.
I think the thing was the year before it was Kane Barrett, who did used to struggle at public speaking. He used to always have like the it written down. I think Coops used to write it, so I just didn't take up a notebook and just sort of talk. And people started to love it. And then obviously when people say, "Oh, you're so good at public speaking," it gives you some confidence, and you feel like the next time you're up there, you're like, geez, I'm expected to be good here. So then, I don't know, you try a little bit harder or something. I don't know. It's weird.
You're a good man. You're awesome. That was crack up.
So you were at the Hurricanes for 2 years and you didn't actually get on the field, did you?
No. The body just didn't stay intact. I was running around in masking tape. I felt sorry for Levan. I used to live in that physio room, mate. Chucks. I'm trying to think of who I remember I used to see Colsey all the time when I was
getting his calf rubbed.
His calf rubbed, and Vic was always in there.
Yeah,
I remember my time. But it was at the same time it was a good learning in that space. It was to look after your body, do the right things, but it was just everything was just rough, man.
But even though you weren't on the field, the team had like quite a lot of success those 2 years. Lost the final and then won the final. So how did you feel about all that? Did you feel like you're still a big part of that?
I was in and around it. I remember we had to do, we used to play against the main team and stuff like that. And I remember those are our favorite sessions. I remember even when I was able to jump on when I was training. I remember those. I was just like, we'll go hard. This is a good one. And I felt like we contributed to that in a bit of just culture, just a bit of the culture stuff. I remember it was awesome. When the team went over to South Africa, we got to do some cool videos. To get the team pumped up. There was always a role there.
Yeah. And you were awesome at that. I remember like everything you did. You're such a big team, man. It always looked like you were putting the team first. And I think what you mentioned about the opposition is such an underrated part of a successful team. If you're playing like a really good team on that Thursday before the game, man, it makes such a difference. It really tests the squad, and when you've got the depth like we had that year, it just makes it easier because you're playing a really good team before the weekend and you're getting really tested.
Plus we had like all the guys that were in front of me were just unreal.
Yeah.
Like there was like Ards, there was Brad, there was Blake, there was Vic.
Yeah.
You know, but the cool thing about it, those dudes are like the most coolest dudes.
Yeah.
They were just like, but that of those games we used to play again, we actually had no choice. We had Waddy come into our huddle, and he used to be like, "Oh, you make sure you're like, oh yeah, okay."
You've edited that speech out. There would have been that many F-bombs.
Man, every single word he said, that's all we understood. We're just like, no, he used to go. Yeah, I was just like, oh,
elbows, hard parts.
It is everything hard parts there. Yeah, man, it was. And then it was actually really good. You know, that season was awesome, man. And going to the games just to see the boys do their thing, it was a vibe, man.
And the celebrations after the final, I remember you being the real MVP there. you were the real Fred. You went all 3 days.
Man, that was the days there. Because I had trained the whole year. Oh man, that was good times there. I remember that.
Oh yeah, I think I remember you on the green, man. You were on fire.
Yeah, that was also the green man there. I remember me, you, and Snakey, and playing. I think I still got a photo.
Oh, true. Oh, good times,
man.
eh?
Yeah, that was good times. The good old green man there.
The green man, what a place. So then, what happened after the Canes? What was next?
I went back to Taranaki. And then that's when we started getting back into sevens.
Oh, yeah.
We played sevens. We ended up playing for Taranaki. And then we went into a sevens camp, the NZ sevens camp. What happened was we went, after that season, hurricane season, we went to Fiji for Rarotonga for an invitational sevens tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, yeah, sweet, this is mad. You know, and it was kind of tough because we were there and we were playing, having a good time. But then the Super Rugby teams got named on our last day, you know?
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, shucks, the teams are named. And then I didn't see my name in any of the teams. And I was like, oh, all right then, you bastards.
Were you expecting it?
I didn't expect it, but I was hopeful.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I was just like, damn, like, obviously my body wasn't intact, but I was kind of hopeful and like, oh, no, give him an opportunity. But
yeah,
I mean, but as you know, just such as life, you know what I mean? We had to carry on, and we finished up that tournament in Rarotonga and come back, and then got my body ready to play sevens again. And after that, we straight back into the NZ sevens fold. Then we went over to Dubai. Then we played over there, and that was tough because I only had about 2 weeks to prepare.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I remember running on that field and I was about 108 kgs. Oh, man. Scooter was giving me every, like last minute of the game. And I was like, sweet. I remember Wox got injured in that first game.
Yeah.
And so we were down numbers. And
true.
I was like, oh. But it was good. After that, we went to Cape Town and I felt a bit better.
Yeah.
Just flew on from there.
Oh.
And then after that, it was Japan came. There was a Japan offer. We were going to the Chiefs for a injury replacement.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so it was that or Japan. And I kind of knew my time in New Zealand was done. And
yeah.
I felt like Japan for me was kind of good for my body.
Yeah.
And I wasn't wrong. I got there and man, it was good playing against guys that were like half my size.
So was that with Kintetsu? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
true.
Kintetsu Liners, yeah. Yeah, in Osaka. So then we went there and it was good times, man.
Did you know much about Japan before you went, and how'd you find it once you got there?
No. The last place I wanted to go to was Japan.
Oh, true. Why is that?
Yeah. No, I just thought, the language barrier.
Yeah. Too hard.
Yeah. It's going to be too hard. Because I've been to China before, and I thought it was going to be like China. I mean, I just thought. And then went to Japan, and I was just like, man, this is just was such a good place, man. We lived in a good spot. The food was amazing, and man, we got 3 months off every year, so it was
unreal way.
Man, it was the best.
And you had 2 boys at this stage too, eh?
Yeah. So I had my second boy in my second year.
In
Japan. Yeah. So that was awesome.
So how did the family find it there?
Nah, they loved it, man.
Yeah.
A lot of opportunity for us as a family to do things was a plus going to Japan. You know, we're able to, obviously we train in the morning and you kind of have the midday to, really enjoy yourself and go have a look around, come back in the afternoon, train.
Yeah.
And then we had a thing called Golden Week in Japan, the Golden Week. Yeah. And then we got to we went to Vietnam, we went to Thailand, what other countries? Oh, we had heaps of places.
So cool, eh?
Yeah. Oh, blessed, man. It was good to be able to travel with the kids and stuff like that.
So you did 2 years with Kintetsu, was it?
Yeah, 2 years Kintetsu, and then my last year at the TG, Tokyo Gas. Man, that was the best.
Was it?
Yeah. And I'm so glad.
So they were Div 3, were they?
Yeah.
Oh, true. So how was that? Was that just training Tuesday, Thursday nights or something?
Yeah.
Oh, real low-key.
It was the best, it was the best footy, man.
Yeah.
We used to pump teams 80, 100. Man,
5 tries. Yopu.
Yeah. Oh, man, there was just no care in the world, man. I was just yeah, let's do this. And then just enjoyed ourselves there, and obviously the boys are good. The Jap boys are good. Made a lot of friends.
Yeah.
He's of the Jap boys still messaging and so, good dudes.
Did you pick up the language at all?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could speak with the Japanese guys all right in Japanese, or were they speaking English?
It was funny because we didn't have a translator.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, true.
Yeah, so I was out there just...
You must have been pretty good then.
Right. Oh, man. We all became sign... it was all sign language. It's just how's your Japanese?
Oh, shocking. No, we had a translator. I just... Doug, help!
Yeah, because you would have been running the game. That would have been tough.
Yeah, I ended up mainly playing fullback, mainly because of that reason, I think, just because it was just too hard, eh?
Yeah, so you're a cola, eh?
Yeah, cola, yeah. So then even though Toyota Gas was cruisy, enjoyable, you still, once that season finished, you still had enough.
Yeah, I kind of, I knew that was going to be the year.
Yeah.
I remember I was kind of over it in Osaka in that second year.
Yeah.
Even I thought then I was just oh, man, I don't know about this one. And then plus it was World Cup. It was World Cup year, and it was because I remember Shockey, Toyota Shockey, they were to come over to Nagoya.
Oh, true.
Yeah, and I was oh. And then so I ended up taking up TG. We were right in the city. We were right in Shibuya. We're pretty much not even far.
Oh, real.
And it was just a spot, man. And it was good. We had a good bunch of boys there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad group too. Sam Northern Knight?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he was there.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
It's crazy over in Japan, eh? You see all these names, you're oh, where's this guy been for the last 10 years? He's been here, eh? Just slowly dropping down the divisions. It's some guys are 40. You're bro, I thought you retired 10 years ago.
Yeah, you just find them, man. You find them. I remember we played this other team in the same division, and they said that Ratiki had just finished the year before.
Oh, true.
I was hey, isn't he about 60 years old?
They just keep going, eh? Well, that's the place where you can keep going, eh? Because it is pretty cruisy, especially if you're at a place like Tokyo Gas and 2 nights a week. It's not the worst gig.
Yeah, man, it was good, man. It was such the best vibe. And plus it was right in the middle of Tokyo.
Yeah.
Every single foreigner in Tokyo, you just hung out.
Yeah.
No matter where you were, you just come out from wherever you were and just come into the city and just catch up. And we were pretty much there, so it was always good just to catch up. And Tokyo was good.
And the World Cup that was a massive buzz around Japan too. Heaps of people came from everywhere as well. So how was that for you?
Man, that was good, man. I was pumped. like we were right there, and like that's what we were waiting for all year, pretty much. I remember we had training on the Saturday of the first All Blacks game.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and I remember I caught up with Artie on the Thursday before.
Yeah,
and then he was just like, "Oh, I've left the tickets. For you and your wife at the reception. Just come and grab it." And I was like, "Oh yes, sweet." And I remember our training went on for ages, and I was just like, "Oh frick, I got a sore stomach." I was like, "Oh, bro, I got a stomach bone." And one of our coaches, he's a Kiwi lad as well.
Yeah.
And he knew, but he wanted to leave as well.
He just stomach back too.
So he was just like, I remember I left, and then I stopped in at the 7-Eleven, and I come out, and he was on his scooter. I was like, he must have caught the same bug as me. And then we got home, and I shot down to the hotel where the ABs were, and I went to the reception, got the tickets, and I was gassing it back. I was in my scooter, I only went about 60 miles per hour.
True.
And man, I was just gassing it, and then we just stumped and we made it to the game just in time, and it was amazing, man.
Awesome. Next level way. So good. We were lucky. They let us. They said if you got tickets for any game, you don't have to train, or you could have the weekend off. What? So I was just texting all the boys saying chances.
So you were trying to get out.
So I got to as many games as I could.
How many games did you go to?
I ended up going to about 8 or 9. I was like messaging out of training. Joe and stuff were getting pissed off. They're like, "Bro, you're taking the piss. Rules are rules."
I could see Joe doing it. Joe's been like, "Oh, you bastard." Man, how good.
Yeah.
So you would have, that's heaps of games. How lucky.
Yeah, no, it was good time. Shit, it was a good World Cup.
Oh, man, how cool, eh?
Yeah.
It's a good time to be there.
Yeah, so obviously you were training only the twice a week. So this must have been when you started getting heaps of content work for you with your photography and stuff.
Yeah, man. That was part of the other reason why I did want to go.
Yeah.
To take your guess was because just the more stuff I was able to capture, like in terms of content.
True.
And man, just the amount of times we were out in just the city, man, the town just never went to sleep.
Yeah.
Nighttime, I used to just cruise in and just capture heaps of just photos and videos and just piece stuff together.
Yeah.
Even just collaborating with other creators there in Tokyo, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It was the best. It was the best part, and just learning heaps of other creators was awesome, man.
That's so cool. And you said you're self-taught. You've just taught this all yourself off YouTube. That's so cool.
Yeah. I was man. I was just been every day. Even now, like sometimes I still look on YouTube if there's anything that I want to learn, and but man, now the mind just ticks every time now. Like I just can't sit still. And sometimes I watch the TV and I'm just like, man, I got an idea.
Yeah.
And then I'll come up into the office and then I'll put stuff together and I'm just like, oh, that looks pretty cool.
The ultimate fridge, mate. The best warranty in the business, this one. It just keeps going. Lifetime warranty.
I've got to make you a fridge. I'm gonna do one. I'll just make you a fridge and check a speed out together and be like, what a land or what a fridge. You've got someone doing some good graphics and content for you too.
Yeah, it's been awesome, eh? April, she's just reached out to me, keen to do some graphics to help the podcast. Man. She liked the podcast and she was like, "Can I do your graphics?" I'm like, "Yes, please. Thank you so much." And it's been awesome. It's made a massive difference because it obviously looks way more professional and you just get a bit more of a wider reach. So I'm looking forward to what she comes up with for you. Hopefully, Fisher and Paykel fridge.
Man, that was yeah. I seen one of the posts you had. I think it was. I can't remember who it was for. I think it was for Lonnie and.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember just scrolling through. I was like, "Oh, is the fridge doing graphics too?" I was like, "Oh, the fridge is a content creator now." Yeah,
no, not me. That was good though. I was thinking, shit, Lonnie's fighting this weekend. He's right in.
Yeah, that was awesome. That.
Yeah.
But no, it's good though. It's good though. I love it.
That's
It's
awesome.
the thing now. It's where I get my buzz now. So.
Yeah. So what's the plan? What's the plans from now? Have you got many goals or anything set out for it, or are you just looking to keep growing it?
I just want to be able to produce something soon. Going to do a bit of. I have a lot of stuff on my mind, like just some passion projects that I want to do, like a couple of these small film type vibe stuff.
True.
Yeah, I did want to do a bit of a mental health piece.
Yeah.
At some stage, but just at the moment, it's just getting around to doing it. I think I'm busy at the moment. I've put a lot on my plate with heaps of other content stuff that I'm doing for clients and mates and stuff.
Yeah.
But years from now, I hope to one day be able to produce a short film or and stuff like that. And, yeah.
That would be a good short film. Man, I cannot wait to watch those. Would you do long ones? Would you do a movie or anything, or is that a little bit out of the reach?
It's not out of the reach. I don't know if it's I mean, I'd love to be a part of a team that does produce a movie.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to be a part of that, but at this stage, I think I just want to do something short for now.
Yeah.
And just see how that tracks and just get along and be able to make myself comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's mean. And what's the ultimate for like a short sort of film? What's the pinnacle of that?
Oh, just stuff that's been able to be played at like short film festivals. And stuff like that. That just cross through, and also having like graphics on like billboards and and stuff like that. That's a goal, and like being able to drive and pull up at a traffic stop and you see some of your work on a bus or on the back of the bus or on top of a billboard or something. That's probably something that I definitely love to have happen in the near future, but just got to chuck along these little baby steps at the moment.
Mate, no doubt you'll be up on those billboards in no time. Your work's so good. Do you want more work, or do you want can people reach out to you to get you to make more content, or you just overload?
Yeah, at the moment overload, but it's always good to be able to challenge myself to do more stuff and other stuff than all the normal stuff that I'm doing. So if most of my stuff it's on Instagram, my Instagram page at Iopu Iopu Aso or IRA Visuals, where most of my work's placed. And just holler through if he's want any content.
Yeah, definitely. I highly recommend it to all the listeners. Go check that. Go check out their Instagram. There's some unreal content on there, and also your podcast, Fart. Also, if you like a good island laugh, you're so good. What's that on? Is that on all podcast platforms?
Yeah, it's all on it's all on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the YouTubes, man.
Yeah, good. Have you got any plans for that, or are you just still looking to chip away with that too, just pretty casually, or
just chipping away with the boys? So it's doing stuff with the boys there, doing stuff with Ards and Joe with Uncommon, and some stuff with Troy's like it's Samuel Karivi, Samuel.
Oh
Karivi. Yeah. So it's him and one of the other boys, Paul Brown. It's his. It's their stuff that we're running content with as well.
Oh, nice. You're on. How good. Geez, I'm looking forward to following this. You're going to be on fire. But anyway, as always, we've gone to our Instagram for some questions in the fridge. Oh, he's come up with a few today. Here we go. What's your role with Far Us Clothing?
No, we're just collaborative. Like one of the boys, Chris is we're good mates from home, and we're just bouncing ideas on trying to push his stuff. And I'm in the content space, he's in the clothing space, and just pushing his brand out. And at the same time, we were just poly boys mucking around and doing the vibe stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
good stuff. Okay, this next one: who wins, Chris Brown or you?
Oh, definitely Chris Brown.
You can dance though, eh? You can move.
There's no way. Who stitched me up there?
Joseph Tui. Hey.
Oh, mate. Good joke to it.
Okay. What's your best memory of Ori's?
Oh, Ori's, man. What was our drink ups after the
Did you play many games for them?
Mate, I think I played 3 games.
Oh, true.
But man, the culture was so good.
What was it?
And I broke my arm. I broke my arm in one of them.
Oh,
Yeah,
true.
and it was good. Yeah.
Wow.
I remember we were always down at the what's that cinema there in Miramar?
Oh, yeah, I know the one.
Yeah, Foxy. Or
Yeah,
Roxy.
Yeah, Roxy. Yeah, I think.
Roxy, yeah. I remember always there with some of the boys there. It was good times. Yeah. Up to O-Type.
Nice. Okay. Who's the last player you'd get in the boxing ring with?
The last player.
Yeah, who would you least want to fight?
Oh.
You'd take anyone, eh? You're confident. You're just like the last player, bro. Me?
Oh man, I would know. Playing professional or
Anyone.
just anyone? Oh man, have you heard of a guy named Lolo Fakosilia?
No, but he sounds like a nightmare to fight.
Yeah, he's a nightmare. He's ruthless. And then there's probably who's the Skelton there? Big
Will Skelton.
Holy, yeah, he probably one punch from that guy will turn into noodles.
Did you and Willis ever scrap growing up? He used to be a bit of a scrapper, eh?
Who, Willis?
Yeah, was he?
No chance. Willis was such a bluff, man. Willis had the tough look. Never did. He was the man.
I thought he used to do the Ring of Fire or something with his gang.
Nah, Willis was never. Yeah, he's funny, mate. He doesn't know to throw a punch. I will tell a story, but I don't want to embarrass him on here. That would have been funny. He knows the boxing. You know their sparring match in high school, Willis.
What did you get him?
No.
Oh, go on.
I'll tell the story.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I remember we had a first 15 training, and it was and we had sparring, so it was only body shots only.
Yeah.
And our captain, his name's Ben Richards, a tall white fella, and Willis. So Willis was known for he was a tough guy, and our captain Ben Richards, he's our captain. He was a lock. Yeah, lock. So, I remember Willis just warming up on the side. He was going hard out, and he's like, watch this. And all of us start surrounding the box, and he's sparring, and Ben just smokes him right in the stomach. And Willis literally did that drop on the knees and then falls down to the side, and he's like, knock out, I can't breathe. He fully got toasted. Oh man, I tell him every time, don't act tough. Remember that day in high school where he got dropped by Ben? Oh man, it's funny.
You lost all respect. Oh, that's classic.
He'll probably send me a message straight away when he hears.
That's funny.
Yeah,
good one. Okay. This one's from your good mate Hugh Renton. Do you still do Levan's breathing techniques?
Oh mate,
he was a big breather, eh, Huey?
In that time when I was going through all my sessions at rehab and injured, Huey was always there with me. Eh?
Yeah, true.
Because he wasn't playing.
Nah.
He was always rehabbed and he was training there. He would have to be the ultimate fridge.
Mate, yeah, you're right. He does. He never stops. He's still going.
Yeah, mate.
He's constant.
Yeah. So good to see, though.
Yeah.
So good to see Huey doing so well.
For sure. Okay, next one. Favorite end of season do? You would have had a few.
Oh, man, I don't know. Well, probably I want to Taranaki is probably my go-to. I just loved all our interview dudes in Taranaki.
Yeah.
I remember we had one at Crud and
That's right.
And
Hissing day. Everyone was jumping off the roof, eh?
Yeah, that was wow. That was unreal. But that was a good times there.
Okay, 2 more. Favorite country that you've been to?
I have to say, I like Dubai.
Oh, yeah.
I like Dubai, but I have to say, Rarotonga. I still love Rarotonga. It's still, it's the serenity.
Oh, so good. Love Raro.
So good. Yeah, Raro.
Okay, last question. One piece of advice for a young kid coming through the rugby scene.
Look after your body. Don't trust the system, and speak out if you're going through anything.
Oh, wow. 3. So good.
Sorry.
No. They were 3 like on the point, man. That was some of the best advice you'll get. Covered everything. Oh, but what a journey, mate. What a career that you've had. So good. I obviously loved playing with you at Taranaki. Such an inspiration, mate. You were so good, and unfortunate times at the Hurricanes with your injuries and stuff. I was just waiting for you to get your chance to kick on, but mate, just one of those things with injuries. But it was awesome to see you push through that, go back with the Sevens, and have an awesome lifestyle over in Japan. And what you're doing post rugby, mate, you've just killed it, and you're doing something that you love, which is awesome. And really appreciate you coming on the podcast and giving up your time, mate.
My man, thank you so much for having me. It was always good to catch up, man. You've been doing well. You've been doing heaps of good stuff. The ultimate fridge. Now for those asking me what the fridge is about, now it's good for them.
Surely they'll know now. We've mentioned it a few times.
Everyone's thinking like, what is this? Like, who locked who in the fridge and who's done what? That's so good, man. Thanks for having me on, Fridge, man. This is awesome.
Nah, thanks heaps, bro. Appreciate it.
My man.